Here we go. So one of my viewers, Hatchling, had asked for help about CSS. He wanted help on how do you, not CSS, but HTML. How do you save yourself a ton of time and reduce your development cycle? So I'm going to just go through what I would have done to set myself up for doing web development. First, I would go to any sort of web browser, and I would search for Visual Studio Code, and I would go to the download section here. Then I would use the this one here, download this, and I would install it. That would then give me access to a let's make a new folder on my desktop. That will open up. So we'll close this one. Ay. There we go. New window. Good. It was just opening up a previous project. I was checking out, reviewing some code to make sure it was correct. Okay. So here I'm just going to open up a folder, and as I said, I'm just going to go to my desktop and create a new folder called Stream Demo. And now I have a project here. I'm going to add a file called index.html. And I'm going to put in some placeholder stuff here. Okay, so you now have this program, Visual Studio Code. You're able to write your code for your website in it. Now you want to test it. So I said I was going to use the desktop to make this easy. So I'm on the desktop. I open up a folder. It's my stream folder, the stream demo folder I just made. I'm opening it, and I've got Gear Games live stream. I'm going to put this on the right side. On the left side, I'm going to put the website I'm making. So now I can press the F5 key over here. Oh, I did the whole thing? You couldn't see? What could you not see? Probably the whole thing. Okay, well, here I am. So first I went to Google and I searched for Visual Studio Code. All right. So first I went here. I searched for Visual Studio Code, and I got the download link. That's good. So I pasted that link into the chat. That link, you go there, you click on this Windows one here. So if you want to catch up to where I am, this would be a good time to do so. Let me know when you're ready. I typed out a basic outline of an HTML website. All right, great. So then I made a new project in here on my desktop, and I made a file called index.html. I typed out the index.html information. Then I went into that folder I made and I opened up index.html, which made this file here. Okay, so these two folders are linked. So if I open up this here, and I add a file in here, let's say about me, about.html. I now have an about file here. I could also make a JavaScript file, test JavaScript. Let's just do test.js. And now I got a JS file. I could also make a style.css file. And now I have a style file. Okay, this is very important. You get this set up, it's going to make your life a lot easier. All right, so now I have an environment, a development environment. Lets me tab through all of my code at once. I'm going to copy this code over here. Notice that, let's increase the text size. I was going to say, notice that okay, so it's Control plus. Notice that trying to shrink this just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, notice that it's just too big. One step back on screen size would be fine. Let's do that. I think this is fine. Okay, notice that every tag has a color. So imagine this, I'm going to add to the hello world a ref equals www.garegames.com, and I'm going to put that around the hello world. Look at this. This shows up a certain way. So the other day there was an error, and it was a herf equals blah. It's not going to tell you that you got this wrong, because the way that the language works, that's actually valid. So I'm putting doc-type HTML up there just because that's what people consider standard practice. So you're not going to catch stuff like this. You, however, could test out your links. Could not find file, right? Well, you don't own garegames.com, but maybe I do http:// and I click that. And here we are on my website, and here's my Twitch stream, and hey, I think I have to log in. Let me just press the button. It won't let me do it. But yeah, I'm like looking at my stream within my stream. Great. But I'm on my website. If I change this to, say, about HTML, and I click that, it would open up the about HTML file. But the thing is I'm on the about HTML. So let's change it to index. So I'm holding the control button so I can follow the link. It opens your file. Okay? So you can test your navigation within your system. So say I'm like, oh, I want to set up my styling. So I think it's link type style sheet. I think that's it, but I could be wrong. I haven't done it in a while. How to link CSS in header. Yeah, so it's link style sheet, and then the reference is style.css. Well, boom, I'm in my style sheet, and I could say I want paragraphs. I want all my paragraph tags to have text, weight, shadow, font, strength, font. What is it? There's a font weight, bold, There we go. Now all my paragraphs should be bold. I'm going pretty fast. So now this is bold. Right? So what have I done so far that's different? Every change that I make is going to be instant. I'm going to make a link here called, or not instant, like this isn't going to update on its own. You still have to refresh it, but you don't have to wait for a server to get the info. So now I'm going to navigate between the two pages. So I have an about link. So here, are you following so far, Hatchling? What would you like me to go over specifically? Okay. So this tool is Visual Studio Code. It does a lot of things. For you, if you're making HTML websites with CSS and JavaScript, what it allows you to do is to have a simple way to access all your files at once, switch between them with these tabs on the top. What it'll do is it will do syntax highlighting on your code. Which will help you see the different aspects. It'll also do caret matching, and I haven't written JavaScript in a long time, so like I've done TypeScript, but JavaScript function, it's telling me I've not written something properly. Function, this, return, aha, okay. Duh, you need your parameters thing. It'll match. Not only will it match the curly braces, it'll also match the parentheses. It'll also match parentheses. It'll also match quotes. So you go over to say here, it's going to help you write up tags. So I could write a custom tag here and end it. It will end it for you. It will make your tags different colors. So for example, I put an H1 here. The other day, an error was made where it missed the ending caret. You would tell me that you could tell where the error is right away. You can see it. So here, I'm gonna go over this. So I've made two syntactical errors in my HTML, and they're both pretty easy to find. One, this is red. So it's telling me something's wrong. This tag's not finished. I put that there. Oh wait, that's not what it was telling me. Something before this is wrong. So I go back here. Oh, this is $1. It should be a right caret. I make it a right caret. I already have a matching body tag down here. So this one's not saying anything weird, but I notice here that the text behind it is all white, including this H1. This is not a closed tag, so I add the left caret. Now it's closed. It's all matched. It'll match your tags to the other tags on the page. You can switch between your tabs. You can actually drag your tabs around. When you get to the point of writing JavaScript, it'll do syntax highlighting for JavaScript. And when you get to the point of writing CSS, it's amazing. Because it'll tell you what are all the possible options for this. Antique white. Let's do that. Oh, I wanna make some more things here. I've got a whole bunch of suggestions for CSS. Stuff that I don't even know exists, but I could get close to figuring out what I need to do. Say I wanted to put an outline. There's an outline. That's weird. All right, what about border? Oh, it's border. Oh, I want to underline something. So that's kind of it. Okay. Text decoration. Dashed, dotted, doubled, line through. Let's put a line through there. So I've made that modification. I'm on my home page, and now I've got a line through. I don't know anything about this. I didn't study this, but it helps me. So I'm going to undo the line through. Notice how the page is refreshing when I go to it and I press the F5 key and it refreshes instantly. Now it's blue. Now it's red. Antique white. Save. Go back to the website, refresh. So now that I've done all that, you see how much easier it was for me to test my changes to my web page. So what we're doing right now is I'm just helping Hatchling out with a little bit of speeding up the round trip to his development in HTML. Instead of him having to upload his stuff to a server, he can make all of his changes and then upload them to a server. Something cool about this that you may not know is that this also supports the GitHub stuff that you guys are using. So then you can actually publish your code to that repository using this tool. And your professor might teach you that, and hopefully your professor does, because that'll save you even more time. So, any questions? The boss fight is doing pretty good. The graphics right now are this. And it's not done. Like, this computer here is not done. This power supply and this one are still in progress. But once I finish it, I'm sure it's going to be amazing, because I don't know, it just seems like things are going pretty good here. The ISR, and yeah, I had a feeling that's what it was, you know. So that's the core, and if I unlock the core, I actually can make it go a little higher. Make it look a little more ominous. All right, so back to the HTML stuff. Is all those minor things are easier to catch with a tool that assists you. You want the, like programmers, they got tired of this stuff. Things like mimicking, messing up while they're like working. For example, yours doesn't have the publish button to GitHub. Okay, good. So I'm wondering if that's a native thing. So if you look at the left side of your screen, you've got the Explorer, Search, Source Control, Run and Debug, Extensions. You see the one that says Source Control. Check that one out. It's not going to be easy to do this if you don't have certain additional tools, which I could show you later, but we're going to have to like do it on Discord, just because it's more involved. Okay, you're downloading Git for Windows. That'll be a good start. Here, like, you're probably going to have to initialize the repository, and I don't know what this just did. I don't know if it's pointing to my Git, but it added the Git folder here. So now I have to figure out what it's doing. Okay, I'm just like spamming and showing off all my details. Too late. You all saw it, but I'm not going to keep it up for the people who are too lazy to get it. It's actually nothing really private, it's just an email address. Okay. So, yeah, by default, it doesn't have a remote address set up for it. So if I were to try to commit this, it shouldn't go anywhere. Okay, I have to publish the branch. Oh, it wants to sign in using GitHub. So now, I'm going to hit that button, but I just want to make sure it's not showing anything. Say it'll do an authorize. I'm going to authorize Visual Studio. I have to put in a auth code. I'm not doing that live, so just give me one moment. Well, you and I could work on this later if needed. We could do it offline because some of this stuff may be a little more sensitive. I'm publishing it to one of my repositories live. Okay, so I've just published here on GitHub. And so now I got my code on there, right? I think I can change the theme here. Okay, so that's probably as much as I need to go and do that for now. Could go in a little bit more, but that's what I got for you so far. I could probably teach that class with like all from my memory at this point. Just saying. Done so much web development. I should just dump all my credentials into my Twitch channel so everybody knows what they can ask me about. I'd probably save them a ton of time. Make it easier. Be like, oh yeah, I have a question about my Angular homework. How do you make a web app in .NET Core? It's like, oh yeah, that's very easy for me to do. So, okay. So the thing there though that you got to consider is it's not going to publish it to that GitHub.io website that you were talking about because it's going to be pointing to a different repository, and I can show you how to fix that or how to get it to point to the right one, but we're going to have to do it together offline because it's not something I would want to publish. All right, I think I'm good for today. I think I've hit my limit. I'm looking forward to taking a break. Um, but I've done enough. I think it'll help you a lot. Like it'll speed up your development cycle. I mean, you can just save it, click over here, it's immediately there. Your changes show up right away. You can write your whole essay, save it, be done. All right, so we're going to check out someone else's stream here. Girl with a box. That could be good. Girl with a box. Girl with box. All right, she does seem chill.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna rate her. Girl with box.
I'm excited.
3, 2,
We'll
1.
talk.
Okay, we're looking at her.
We'll talk.
And we're rating right now. Boom. All right. Signing off. Have a good one.